This recording is part of a series of videos to support young people with additional needs to prepare for adult life. This video is for families of young people with Education, Health and Care, or EHC plans, and will explain what 5-day packages of provision might involve and when they might be explored. The SEND Code of Practice says that for young people with Education, Health and Care plans, local authorities must ensure that the EHC plan review at Year 9 and every review thereafter includes a focus on preparing for adulthood. It can be helpful for EHC plan reviews before Year 9 to have this focus too. The SEND Code is clear that planning must be centred around the individual and explore the child or young person's aspirations and abilities, what they want to be able to do when they leave post-16 education or training, and the support they need to achieve their ambition. The law expects young people to continue in some form of education or training until the age of 18. Up to the age of 16, school is usually 5 days a week from Monday to Friday. Some post-16 placements offer a timetable that covers 5 days a week, and some may offer a timetable spread over 3 days. The SEND Code of Practice says that where young people have EHC plans, local authorities should consider the need to provide a full package of provision and support across education, health and care that covers 5 days a week where that is appropriate to meet the young person's needs. The SEND Code explains that 5-day packages of provision and support can be at different providers and could involve different amounts of time in different settings, and packages may include time outside educational settings with appropriate support. A package of provision can include volunteering or community participation, work experience, training to help a young person develop and keep friendships or access community facilities, or life skills like travel training or skills for living in semi-supported accommodation. A package of provision can also include health and care-related activities such as physiotherapy. The SEND Code of Practice says, full-time packages of provision and support set out in an EHC plan should include any time young people need access to support for their health and social care needs. The EHC plan needs to specify all parts of a 5-day package. In this example, Section H1 of the plan specifies that Melissa will have a personal assistant, or PA, for 4 hours per week to help her attend community-based opportunities. This breaks down to 1 2-hour volunteering session during each week and 1 2-hour session after college to attend weekly drama club. There is no legal basis for a local authority to limit the number of hours a young person with an EHC plan is in education or training based on their age. In an EHC plan, the local authority must specify the special educational provision which is required and not base this on what a young person of a similar age normally receives in terms of study hours. The SEND Code of Practice says local authorities should have regard to how young people learn and the additional time and support they may need to undertake coursework and homework, as well as time to socialise with their college peers within a college environment. The SEND Code of Practice continues, in some cases, courses normally offered over 3 days may need to be spread over 4 or 5 days where that is likely to lead to better outcomes. So although there is no legal right to full-time education across 5 days a week for young people over compulsory school age, local authorities have a duty to consider whether this is appropriate to meet a young person's special educational needs. For some young people, their learning needs might be met by spending some time in their formal learning setting alongside alternative provision. This could allow a young person with SEND more time to embed key skills, including learning how to budget and weigh up and make their own choices. A young person's needs in Section B, C or D of their EHC plan may demonstrate that they would need their learning and socializing with peers to be spread over more than 3 days. The following example explains that Katie can concentrate for periods of up to 10 minutes. However, her focus and attention to activities fluctuates according to her mood, tiredness, and her perception of the adults working with her and the demands that she perceives they are making. An EHC plan might highlight the need for a young person to have more time to socialize with their peers, to build friendships, as in this example, which explains that Jack finds it extremely difficult to engage with other young people or to maintain friendships. Or a plan may highlight health needs which impact on the amount of time it may take a young person to learn. This next example explains that Mia experiences seizures related to her epilepsy at least twice a week. Following a seizure, Mia will be tired and may appear confused and requires adult monitoring for at least 2 hours. If you believe that your child's post-16 learning will need to be spread over 5 days, share your reasons at your child's annual review, drawing attention to any needs or provision in the EHC plan which supports this. It is preferable to share this before their transition review. For a young person making the transition from secondary to a post-16 setting, a transition review must be completed by March the 31st of the year in which your child will be moving on. A transition or earlier annual review provides the chance to discuss all your child's educational and care or support needs now and for the future. Remember, an EHC plan is a live document, and all reviews after Year 9 will need to consider whether up-to-date advice or assessment is required to support the young person to prepare for adult life. This might include requesting a transition assessment through social care, which is also known as a child needs assessment. You do not need to have had any social care support previously to ask for this. The Care Act says that local authorities must carry out an assessment of a child's needs where this would be of significant benefit to the child, and if it is likely they will have care and support needs when they turn 18. Assessments like these may highlight new support needs which will inform the EHC plan and may provide further evidence for the need for a 5-day package of learning. We have a separate video explaining transition assessments which may help you. Now, a word about education other than at school, or EOTAS as it is often referred to. If you believe, and the local authority, or LA, is satisfied that it would be inappropriate for some or all of your young person's learning to be offered in a school, college or other post-16 institution, then a package of education other than at school can be explored and specified in Section F of the EHC plan. This is different to elective home education, where the parent chooses to educate their child at home and is responsible for providing and funding the education. Where EOTAS is agreed, the local authority is responsible for providing and funding the education. We have a separate video explaining education other than at school, which may help you. Some young people may need support from an independent or impartial professional to ensure that their views are heard and valued throughout the process of exploring and agreeing post-16 provision. The SEND Code of Practice says that local authorities should ensure that young people who need it have access to this support. Under the Care Act of 2014, for certain legal processes, including a transition assessment which we referred to earlier, the local authority must arrange for an independent advocate if they feel that the person or carer would experience substantial difficulty being fully involved in the care and support process without support, and there is no appropriate other person to support or represent them. In our county, the Suffolk Advocacy Service is delivered by a partnership offering free, independent and confidential advocacy. They will support young people, protect their rights and help them to be heard. Or a young person might like advice or support from our impartial Sendias service. We have easy read leaflets which may help your young person understand and take part in discussions and decisions around their learning. And we have a range of other short videos to help families support their young person to prepare for adult life. This video is made by Suffolk Sendias, but every county will have an impartial and confidential SEND, information, advice and support service.